Hi guys, it's Shado. Welcome to the Queen Black Dragon guide I promised in my earlier video. This guide will be for the post-Legacy / EOC combat update that took place on July the 14th, 2014. Hope you all enjoy. Let's get on to some basic information about the Queen. The Queen Black Dragon was released on 22nd of May 2012 and still provides one of the best money making methods today, averaging at 4 to 6 mil an hour depending on your stats and efficiency. This guide will show you the gear and the inventory needed for the QBD and will demonstrate tactics whilst killing the Queen, along with some helpful tips and tricks to maximise your profits per hour. Let's get on some recommended stats for the Queen Black Dragon. The only true requirement for the QBD is 60 summon in order to use the portal. However, I would also recommend the following stats. 85 plus Hairblow. This requirement is mainly for super anti-fire potions that will protect you fully from the Queen Black Dragon's fire. Without 85 Hairblow, I would not recommend doing the QBD, as without the anti-fire, you are forced to wear an anti-dragon fire shield, which will severely reduce your DPS by not allowing you to use two-hander or dual-wield weapons. Next, I would also recommend 88 summon for the Unicorn Familiar. However, you could also use a Yak or a War Tortoise pouch. However, I personally do like using these, as if you die, you will lose the food stored in your Beast of Burden. This cost will eventually add up and cause a small amount of money loss. This is why I prefer the Unicorn, as it can heal during the fight and nothing is lost apart from the Familiar on death. Another recommended stat for the QBD would be 92 plus Prayer for Soul Split in order to heal yourself, and 95 plus Prayer for Turmoil. However, these can be expensive for new players and require a huge amount of quests to be unlocked. If you do not have 92 plus Prayer, I would suggest switching back to the regular prayers and using Protect from Range and Piety, as it is your next best option. Finally, I would recommend the quest Song from the Depth. Completing this quest provides a small damage reduction buff to the Queen Black Dragon. This quest is very simple and would take about 20 minutes to complete. I see no real excuse to not complete this quest. As this will be a melee only guide, let's go over some gear you'll need to kill the Queen Black Dragon. On the right I've listed some gear that I found to be the best. All gear on the right is DPS or power gear, which means that it will offer higher attack bonuses compared to tank gear, which will offer higher defense bonuses. The reason you select power armor is that the Queen Black Dragon and her souls will do base damage. The major damage you will take is from the Fire Blast, which either deals 750 or 1500 damage, depending if you avoid it or not. If you do not have the best armor listed on the right, feel free to downgrade depending on the gear that you earn. I would not go any less than what is listed there, as you receive heavy damage from the Queen Black Dragon's range attacks. I personally like to use Bandos, as it is the most cost-effective gear and still provides good defense bonus, along with a strength bonus. Here's a quick example of an inventory needed to kill the QBD. Firstly, take a Super Anti-Fire and a Nerve Alert Flask, as you have enough for at least 12 kills using these two potions. Depending on the aura used, I would either take 1 or 2 Prayer Flasks. In this case, I'm using the Vampirism aura, meaning that my prayer will decrease faster. Finally, I would take 1 Adrenaline Potion, to either pop for 100% Adrenaline during the final phase, or to increase my Adrenaline after using the Berserk ability. The best cost-efficient food in my opinion is Shark, however you may also want to use Rocktail if you don't feel comfortable starting out. If you are using a Unicorn Familiar, replace the scrolls with another piece of food. If you are using a Beast of Burden, fill that with food too. Finally, I would like to mention the optional Ring of Wealth, which you can wear before you loot the chest. In addition, the Captain's Log also provides a quick teleport to player-owned ports, which I would highly suggest if you have a bank there. Firstly, let's get to the Queen Black Dragon. I use my Captain's Log to teleport to player-owned ports. I then exit the portal. Upon exiting the portal, run west. Once you see the Queen Black Dragon's cave, enter it. After I renew my summoning points, of course. Upon entering the cave, run west. Then run slightly south until you see a small crack in the wall. Enter the crack. You are now near the bottom layer of the Grot Worms. Enter the small portal to get to the Queen Black Dragon. Upon entering the Queen Black Dragon, wait a couple of seconds before potting up. Then, step 1 space to the left of the middle of the Queen Black Dragon. This is a safe spot for one of her firewalls mentioned later in the video. Turn on your prayers and get ready to kill the Queen. Next I will show you a successful Queen Black Dragon kill. I will pause the video and attempt to point out important information you need to know.
If I can learn to think things through, could change my field of view, maybe I'd end up with you.
The first special attack of the Queenback Dragon is the Firewall. You will know a firewall is coming by the indication in the chat box, which states, "The Queenback Dragon takes a huge breath." There are now two options. You can either stand in the centre of the firewall like I did, and take 1500 damage, or you can attempt to avoid the firewall in one of two ways. By stepping out of the firewall and running in, dealing 750 damage, or by standing in the hole in one of the walls. As soon as the first phase is finished, touch the centre Dragon King artifact to start the second phase. The next special attack for the Queenback Dragon is the summoning of Tortured Souls. You know a Tortured Soul is going to spawn by the message in the chat box. On the spawn of the Tortured Soul, the soul will spawn a pool of dark energy which will chase your character. You now have one of two options, to either tank the damage dealt by the pool, or to lower the pool over the Tortured Soul, which will deal it damage as shown in the video. Once the second phase is complete, touch the second Dragon King artifact. The third special attack is the Crystal Form. On phases 3 and 4, the Queenback Dragon can enter a Crystal Form, where damage from physical, i.e. melee and range attacks are increased, while damage from magical attacks are reduced, as shown by the Queen turning blue. Or vice versa, with the Queen turning green. This state wears off after 1 minute regardless if the phase is completed or not. Once the third phase is complete, click the third Dragon King artifact. Another special attack of the Queenback Dragon is Time Stop. Anytime during the fourth phase when a Tortured Soul is on the map, it can teleport to the edge of the arena and proceed to chant. After 10 seconds of chanting, a haze appears over the screen, freezing the entire arena except for the Queenback Dragon and the soul which used the ability. During this time, players cannot move, eat or teleport until it ends. The Queenback Dragon will use all attacks at her disposal during this time, and when the ability ends, the player will take all the damage in one tick, meaning that it is easy to die from the attack if unprepared. The only method of avoiding this attack is by killing the Tortured Soul that is chanting the spell, or by killing the Queen. The best way to stop the time stop attack quickly is to look at the minimap and wait for a yellow dot to spawn in one of the corners. This is a clear indication to know that the Tortured Soul is starting the spell. Another attack that can occur during the fourth phase is Extreme Fire Breath. This is the Queenback Dragon's most deadly attack. Bright orange text appears in the chat box prior to the move. Once the attack begins, the damage will depend on how far you are from the Queenback Dragon's head. Being in or very close to the middle will result in 3 hits of 1950, which totals up to 5850 life points. Staying on the side of the attack, which results in 3 hits of 750, which totals up to 2250 life points. During this attack, it is advised to move to the east of the arena in order to avoid the flames. The final attack the Queen can do is the Siphon. She rapidly heals from her Tortured Souls, healing for 200 per game tick per soul. You have two options from this point. You can continue to either attack the Queen to out-damage her healing, or to kill the Tortured Souls. Once the fourth phase ends, click the fourth Dragon King icon and proceed down the stairs shown. In order to claim your reward from the Queenback Dragon, click the coffer in the middle of the room. To kill the Queen again, simply click on the summoning portal and pass through. This will restart the battle. Thank you all for watching my first guide, and I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks guys.